the rafters. Bouncing. Is he going to be covered up? Is his foot on the line?
Get your vomit bags ready because I'm taking you back to the fourth quarter of the Thanksgiving Day game.
What a punt. Let's see. Oh,
I see green.
Your losing streak, 5 games, been playing well, dominant in the second half, Caleb.
Trailing by just 3 points, the Bears start a drive on their own 1-yard line with 3:31 on the clock. They struggled to move the ball primarily because of penalties.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 13 in the offense.
But a 25-yard third down completion to DJ Moore, another Caleb to Moore pass, this one for 14 yards, a DeAndre Swift run for 12.
Swift's got the first down, and he powers all the way down to the Detroit 49. Williams in trouble again. Splits the defense.
Caleb scrambled for 13.
Gonna fight Branch for every inch.
And a 29-yard pass interference call on the Lions' Kendall Vildor. And the Bears have a first down on the 25-yard line, holding 2 timeouts with 46 seconds to go. But the comeback stalls here. Caleb throws an incompletion.
Look at that.
On second down, he calls timeout. Then Tevin Jenkins is flagged for hands to the face, and the ball is now on the 35-yard line. Then the comeback doesn't stall, it implodes. Offensive coordinator Thomas Brown calls a quarterback draw, but Caleb is sacked. The clock continues to roll. The play came in, and Caleb made adjustments at the line of scrimmage, while the clock ticked and ticked and ticked. Caleb didn't call timeout. Head coach Matt Eberflus didn't call timeout. And not even Thomas Brown suggests to Eberflus that a timeout was needed.
Oh, this is disaster in the making here. You're going to have to do something when it comes down to this play. Incomplete, and the game is over. Completely botched at the end by the Bears.
After the game, there was widespread agreement that this was an entire team collapse, but the collapse could have been averted if the head coach had called a timeout.
Like, that's got to be on Eberflus right there.
What happened at the end of that game is inexcusable.
He gets sacked, timeout, boom, done. It's easy.
This is unacceptable. From the head coach position, your responsibility is to not panic in critical situations, to put your team in the best opportunity to win games. That's a massive, massive fail by Matt Eberflus.
Then in the post-game press conference, the head coach sounded flustered.
Yeah, I have to look at the exact play. I got to look at the play right there. Again, I got to get to the bottom of that. I didn't see it.
He pointed the finger at players.
Again, there were some penalties there at the end. We were in position to score. We had a hands to the face. I think that was a pretty costly one. And then we just got to do a better job not taking negative plays.
And when he did hold himself accountable, it came off as inauthentic.
Well, I'm the head football coach, so I'm taking the blame. Of course, that's what you do.
Soon thereafter, reports started to leak that the players' frustration towards Eberflus exploded, and the dynamite was lit by star cornerback Jalen Johnson.
Right afterwards, Matt Eberflus started talking to the team, kind of almost washing it over, hey guys, sorry about this, but this is the type of adversity we need. And immediately, Jalen Johnson, their Pro Bowl cornerback, interrupts him and starts speaking in very colorful language that I usually use off the air over here. And this went on for about 10-15 minutes.
Eberflus even lied about it when asked after the game.
A couple players said that you didn't have like the normal post-game meeting in the locker room where you addressed the team. Is that true? And what would have been the motive?
No, we typically bring it up for prayer, right? We brought it up for prayer, and that's what we did, and we broke it down like we normally do. So it was same operation.
Was there a message that you delivered to them post-game?
Yeah, I said I know it's hard, I know it's difficult. We still have a lot to be thankful for, and that was it. Then we just broke it down.
There are reports that Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren were in the locker room and witnessed the mutiny. But the Bears brass tabled a discussion about Eberflus's immediate future until Friday morning. They called for a 7:30 meeting at Hallis Hall. In attendance was Chairman George McCaskey, Warren, the team president, and GM Poles, whose contract states that he's responsible for hiring and firings of the head coach. Flus was scheduled to talk to the media at 9 a.m. The media waited and reported over social media that at 9 a.m. there was still no link to the press conference scheduled to be held over Zoom. Finally, a link was sent, and Matt Eberflus answered questions for the last time as Bears head coach, except he didn't know it. And yet another in a magnificent mile length of mistakes, Bears executives were still determining his future and allowed him to address the media where he was drilled about his future as head coach. It was torture.
Are you confident that you're going to be keeping your job going forward in the next week?
Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to be working on finishing up this game, doing a good job of evaluating that, our after action report like we always do, and then I'll be working into San Francisco. Again, those are conversations we'll have, and again, I'm confident that I'll be working on to San Francisco and getting ready for that game.
2 hours later, the Bears finally made their decision. But that's not all. The Bears brass decided to hold their press conference to announce their plans moving forward 72 hours later, and what we saw was disturbing too. Ryan Poles sat with a somber look, as if he was a student who had just been reprimanded by the school principal. And without saying so, Warren was clearly now the man in charge at Hallis Hall.
One, I remain grateful, energized to lead the Chicago Bears. I knew there would be days like this that would be challenging.
Fortunately, Thomas Brown, the new interim head coach, went to the podium and sounded confident, sounded like he had a plan, sounded like he was going to rally the troops. If he does, then all of a sudden the Bears' fortunes could dramatically change. Can Thomas Brown be the one? Or can the Bears' management, even with their dysfunction, bring in a new head coach who could lead the Bears back to their rightful place atop the NFC North standings?